Wowzers from around the world. What's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Woo! Monday! What? Oh boy. Oh boy. So Monday is here. Oh man, oh gosh. It's almost hard to explain trading sometimes. Like one day the stock market's your mortal enemy and the next day the stock market makes you cupcakes, invites you over for dinner, it gives you some wine, tucks you into bed afterwards. I mean, it's good. So the SPY did in fact bounce off the 200. So if you had the trading plan fortitude, the steel, if you were, to buy off the 200, which again, we might have bounced off there before. I can't recall the most recent time, but I know it's been pretty previously. So there was a time and point in time on the SPY where we were down to 200, you pulled down, buy the dip, and these three green lines, these three lines, definitely not green, were kind of my interpretation of what I think the market's going to do from here. Blue, red, or pink. And so far the red was kind of saying, all right, we chop around down here. All three scenarios, you'll notice I anticipated a bounce. Every one of them. So it just depends on how big we do bounce at this particular point. So we're getting the bounce. It looks like it's going to be either blue or pink. Red was more like, all right, we hang out here, down here for 3 or 4 days. The bounce is small, and then we just kind of roll a bit more. So this is good. I'm happy to see the bounce happened. A lot of day traders just absolutely wrecked it. Your boy got himself 4 Rs on the day, and we'll go look at those trades. But Brett played Facebook well. My buddy Luke over there in Belgium played Facebook. Oh, just so many good trades today. Again, Friday was a little bit of a battle. We got punched around, beat up. Round 1 didn't look so good. Round 2, 3, 4, 5. But now we're coming into the later rounds of the fight, whatever fight I'm metaphoricizing here. And anyway, SPY doing its thing. Now the crazy part about the Qs is it also opens above the 100. And this is a strong gap this morning, folks. I mean, let's not discount. This gap is really strong. Had one bearish day just wiped out by a bullish day, and this was a huge bullish day. I mean, the bears Friday were immense, and today we're just kind of back to the races. So it is a very wild market. Let's go look at this in the morning, because on Friday I was setting up some bearish swing trades, and this morning. So this was about 7:17. I was talking about what news is causing the massive gap ups. This is 7:17 Central, 8:17 Eastern. And then I mentioned, give me 30 minutes or so, and we'll decide if we cancel the bearish swing trades. And then about 30 minutes after that, said, hey guys, let's go ahead and cancel our bearish swing trades on Netflix, Intel, and even Facebook. I mentioned Facebook because there was still a lot of weakness. So let's just go look at Facebook and talk about what this did, because it did make a massive move. So notice this green line and this red line. This was actually the setup that we had. I wanted to short at 161.96 with a stop at 167.96. But yesterday being Friday in the afternoon, swing trading room, I mentioned this. Now, Facebook all week been talking about this one. Did not think it would do what it did today, but it did it. It did it in a big way. I've got my plan. I'm willing to lose 2 Rs on Facebook with 2 different trades. There's a few different ways you can play Facebook, guys. Way number 1 is it retests. So for those who have put sales, that's fine. You can hold on longer term. I'm not saying that Facebook can't rebound. I just simply think that you have no reason not to protect yourself. So, I mean, this would be the retest on Facebook. So here's the hourly. That's just the retest of that support. There was a lot of selling. It's a pretty wide stop to play an option unless you have a little bit of a larger account and you can, survive more of the options and the way they move. I would love to do something like the Big Short and just, put billions on puts, but I wouldn't suggest it. So I agree. It's a little early to worry about July puts, but you can still have some puts, long puts, just to protect yourself. There's no reason not to do that. So you got the 100 simple moving average way down there at 149. I think that's where we get to. So on Facebook, at least this particular stock trade, I'll make this setup official. I'll just make this 96 cents. It's going to be a little wide. And if I can get a better one, I will. But all I can say on Facebook is it did exactly what I asked it to do, what I did not think it was going to do. I don't mind if I lose on this trade. I probably will. But I will take another one at some point because I personally think at this level, there's very little chance that Facebook does not go lower. Facebook doesn't have a little bit of selling. So if you want to do shares, you can do shares, 33 shares, a $200 risk. I think it's a great setup. It's based on a solid gap and go, and it's open because it's not triggered yet. Thoughts on Facebook? Oh, sorry, not thoughts. Swing trade. Okay. Now, what if it doesn't retest? I mean, it'll retest a little bit. I don't know how to make both trades official because it would be weird on the worksheet, but if this thing just keeps on flashing lower, I mean, you'll have a small pullback on some time frame, but all I can say is if you have in your notes, Facebook is not extended. So if it starts running to the hills, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be in. If it just, I mean, there's nothing holding it up. Zilch, nothing at all. I mean, 155, it should be like almost a no-brainer. This is a very weird move, but it's happening. Right, so I'm more or less saying, hey, we're gonna have two setups. This one, the retest, but if it breaks lower, I mean, there's really nothing stopping Facebook at all until we get down into the 140-ish region. Now we hit 149.02. The big downside is the 100 simple moving average on a weekly is this blue line right here is at 147.42. So I did not get a chance to buy the dip because that was really my area. That's where we wanted to buy it, and we missed out. But here was the 5-minute day trade that traders just wrecked Facebook on. So let me pull up the pre-market. It's actually a very easy setup, very classic. Anyone could have traded it. Easy, easy lemon squeezy. Pre-market low right here. You had a bunch of black candles. We closed below the pre-market low. Limit sell at that price with a stop up here. Hit 2 Rs and we exited. It took 2 Rs, about 20 minutes. Really good trade. That was the fierce bearish move. That was really the primary move of Facebook. So again, you don't have to catch the whole move. You just catch this little motion right here. That's 2R. So yes, we, or at least I personally missed out on this. I missed out on this, missed out on this, but caught this. Was going to catch this. Notice this blue line right there. That's where I wanted to buy long, and it just didn't quite get down there. So anyway, Facebook, very interesting lower shadow. We probably will be here for a while. I still think there's a little bit of bears out there to be had on Facebook. We will just see exactly how strong they are. I love the lower shadow. I mean, that is immaculately strong. Really, really powerful. And I mean, at this point, we'll just have to see, right? With the weekly 100, pretty much there acting as a support. We could roll back down to that price. I still think Facebook has a little bit of bears left in it. But with that lower shadow, folks, it's going to be hard to consider yourself bearish on Facebook longer term unless we get a break below that low. Right, just that simple. Unless we take out this low, which is the exact same thing I said about this candle. And just because it's you have that close below that low, which happened on Friday, this was a massive move today. You could have made all the money you wanted to make today on Facebook catching some bearish moves, or you made 2R, right? And that's great. 2Rs is a phenomenal trade on just one day on Facebook. So with that particular move, I'm kind of expecting something like this where we trade up higher. We rotate back down a little bit, and then some bulls come in once again. The question is just where. Will they make a new low, or will they make a higher low? Time will tell. But a close below the low of Facebook today, and it will result in another sell-off like we got today based on the close that happened over here. My good buddy Ahmed had a bull put spread. Let me just hide all these drawings for a second. He had a bull put spread on Facebook, and again, it was a 160, 155. So a lot of people often ask me, when do you know to unravel a spread? Well, again, this was the support right there. That was it. You can see some very, very good support. So I said, hey, Ahmed, if it closes below that support, man, unravel the spread. It's that simple. If you have a spread under support and you get a gap like this, you get volume, you get candles, you get a lower shadow, you get bullish volume, it closes and just takes out all of your support, unravel, and don't hold on super long. He exited that unravel around here-ish, and he made more money on the unravel than he would have made just leaving the spread alone. So Ahmed, congrats on the unravel. It's all about timing when it comes down to cred spreads. But man, there is just so many things we could look at right now. I did get a request for Nike, and Nike had a good gap on earnings. Let me turn my lines back on. And this purple line is a pretty strong resistance. Here's the weekly chart. So the trader who was just asking, bought it, I think 63, should I hang on? And my thought is yes, at least do a covered call. I think that's the strategy you were mentioning you're looking into doing. I like Nike. I really like this resistance. And if and when she can break out and start breaking above 67, 74, I think Nike has some room to run. But I like the moving averages. They look pretty. Long-term moving averages, you're nicely above all those. Daily chart, right? You almost hit the 100. You had a good gap. I like Nike. So I would say at this particular point, probably going to one that you're going to want to hang on to. So I talked about another, the Facebook trade. Let me show you my USG Corporation trade. This was a nice one. So we played this one as well. This was also official trades. All three of these we called out minutes before they happened. USG gapped up to a resistance, right? So this ginormous bearish candle, that was the resistance. And here's how we played USG. 5-minute chart, stock opened up. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit here. This was the pre-market support right there. And when that lower shadow came in on this candle, and then the lower high wave candle right there came in, our entry was right at the red line with a stop right here. And we really did exit USG right there because I felt it in my bones. So we exited USG for about 0.84 R. So not quite an R on USG, but just a phenomenal exit. Really good timing. And also there was a 50 EMA there on the weekly, on the extended hours chart that kind of helped act as a little bit of a support. And also the non-extended, we were about to come into the 10. So anyway, fantastic exit. And then the other trade we did was on Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. So do have a put sale on MU at 44 for April 20th. This was also a gap up, but did not clear any pivots. This red drawing is my interpretation of what I think Micron does. So I was stipulating I thought Micron would trade higher and then fade down and then bounce. So based on that analysis that we did on Friday, I did play this bearish, and here's how we did it. Turn on the extended hours, and you'll see it a little bit better. All right, so there's the extended hours right there. Here was the pre-market support, very similar to Facebook. Once that broke down bearish, we got in with a stop. Harry Potter came in and wizarded that one down for us, and we got out right around here for an R. Now, obviously, could have held it for a lot more. Kind of got about 2 or 3 R's on that one, but I really totally fine with a bullish gap and go, fading it, because we can see, I mean, if you timed it wrong, the rest of the day you got hosed. So there's only about an hour and a half to really catch some bears this morning, and that was the exact hour we caught some bears. I mean, I was trading today like Michael Phelps swims, and it felt really good. Intel was a very good bullish gap, phenomenal bullish gap on Intel. This was one that we did have a bearish swing trade set up for, and we canceled it because obviously it was just gapping up massively. Here's the 5-minute chart, and again, shout out to my good buddy Luke over there in Belgium who spotted this one. This was a really good trade, and this was one that we did set up officially, just never pulled back into our level. Well, let me rephrase. It did, but not at the time that I had set up. So this was the, zoom out really quick. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. Here's the highs from just the other day. So there's the highs right there. And this is the 5 minute, first 5 minutes, second 5 minute was an inside candle, third 5 minute was another inside candle. So when it broke above, entry here, stop here was how I was wanting to play it. And had I left that open for about 40 minutes or so, it would have filled there, would have gotten very close getting stopped out there, but it would not have, and then the trade would have worked out phenomenally. There was a lot of trades though. If you went bullish around 11 o'clock today, 11 Central, 12 Eastern, you did pretty well. So Intel, incredibly good, very nice bullish gap. It's nice to see that moving out there. And here's Netflix, Nflx. We also had a bearish trade for this one. We also canceled it because of that gap. So looks like Netflix is going to continue higher. Huge day today. We probably get some slight pullbacks tomorrow, even if it's a day or two. But if we don't be afraid of the bearish move, folks. Sorry, the bullish move. I mean, I know we only got 1 or 2 days of pullback, but the market pulled back to the 200. When bears happen, when they move quickly. And it's just very, very interesting that we're bouncing right off of these levels. Google also trade down to the 200, bounced off the 200. My good buddy Yates from Diver got in at 10.13, $3 from the exact low. That is incredible. And I also have a bull put spread here on Google. So my closing price is going to be if we close below this low, spread unravel with 8+ days left. So that's my new plan on Google, right? Trade down to a support level. So right to a support, 200. You also had a support line from the daily based on this gap. We bounced there, we bounced there, we bounced there. So while my spread was horrifically in the red for like an hour and a half at some point today, I knew we had a support there. We had a lot of time. I certainly did not unravel, just held on to it, and I love that hammer. New white soldier candle on Google, so that looks really, really pretty. Got a bull put spread on Disney, so that looks nice. Just a lot of spreads, a lot of options. Some really cool stuff out there, folks. I'm pretty pumped. One last thing. I, for some reason, did not realize that Priceline, about a month ago, changed their stock, their Bookings Incorporated, or Booking Incorporated, something like that. BKNG. Is it BKNG? Let me go to, I'm on Bittrex, cryptocurrency markets. All exchange, Booking Holdings is Priceline, and I just figured I would just throw that out there. Obviously I don't trade Priceline, it's a $2,000 per dollar stock. Options are very expensive, the volume's not that great on them anyway. The trend looks great. If you're in a credit spread, this is gonna be a very fun one to trade, but you do need a little bit of a larger account. Anyway, just a quick update. An entire month ago, Priceline changed their ticker on you, and anyway, the trend looks good. It is a retest gap, white candle gapping up. It retested once. Here's a secondary retest. I'm excited to see how these Morningstar, one white soldier, new white soldier candles are going to play out. It looks like we're about to go higher out there in the market. So hey, let's see, let's have fun, and buy the dip. You guys rock. I will see you later. Until next time, love life, live life, and trade. Bye.